What's going on YouTube? ArealR32 here, bringing you guys my Neospatian Elemental Hero, well, not really Elemental Hero, but Neospatian deck. I'm using screencast-o-matic.com. I was finally able to find a place where I could be able to do the deck profile for this. So let's dive right into this deck. So I've been wanting to show you guys this deck for a while now, and I've been really wanting to do it, so let's just jump on in, shall we? So you start off with two Elemental Hero Neos. This guy helps you get to basically all of your fusions, since you use, Neospace and stuff like that. You use one Neos Alice. Three Neos can be cloggy, and you want to be able to have that Neos Alice for a good beater. You run three Elemental Hero Prisma. This guy is very key because when you're trying to get to your fusions and you don't have any Neospatians on board, you can just use him, reveal a fusion, send a Neospatian, contact fuse a Neos, and boom, there's your fusion monster. One Stratos because you can get your Neos, Neos Alice, or Prisma, anything of that nature, or even pop spells and traps on the field if you got any of these guys on board. And Honest because all of these guys are here are light. Alright, sorry about that, you guys. I just had to fix something real quick. Anyways, Honest, you have all these targets here, and it's actually pretty consistent because, you got Divine Neos, which is basically what this deck is meant to do, is to be able to drop Divine Neos, and this guy's broken, and I'll get to him in a second. One Air Hummingbird, three Aqua Dolphin, one Dark Panther, one Flare Scarab, and one Grand Mole. Grand Mole, we all know, is just broken as heck. Use one Air Hummingbird because multiple can be kind of cloggy. Yeah, you do gain 500 life points for each card in your opponent's hand with this guy, but just, you might want to side deck, other ones, but really doesn't matter. Three Aqua Dolphin. This guy's busted. He is a Trap Dust Shoot in monster form. So, you discard a card, and you look at your opponent's hand. So, say I have an Elemental Hero Neos on board, and I summon Aqua Dolphin. I activate its effect. I discard a card from my hand, and I get to look at your hand. If you have any, what is it here? I choose a monster card, and if you control a monster with attack greater than or equal to the attack of the chosen card, destroy the chosen card and inflict 500 damage to your opponent. Otherwise, take 500 damage. But either way, you still get to see your opponent's hand. So this card is very good. And plus Aqua Neos, you get to pick a card in your opponent's hand and then just destroy it. Dark Panther, because you can copy other people's effects, like Dark Arm or whatever. Flare Scarab, he gains 4 attack for each spell and trap card your opponent controls and helps you go into Flare Neos. Same thing kind of goes with Dark Panther, lets you go into Dark Neos and Grand Mole, because Grand Neos, once a turn, can bounce a monster, and it's very good. Book of Moon, just to stop people from trying to get big pushes on you. 2 Convert Contact. The reason why that you're using this, because you get to send a dead Neospatian in your hand and 1 from your deck to the grave, and then draw 2. That's just the whole main point, is to just be able to fulfill that effect. Because if you have a dead Flare Scarab in your hand, and you have, say, an Aqua Dolphin in your deck, just pitch the Flare Scarab, send the Aqua Dolphin, and boom, you already have Flare Scarab and Aqua Dolphin in your grave, which I'll be getting to later with this card. It also plays another important role. 1 Dark Hole and 3E Emergency Call. Why 3E Emergency Call? 3 Emergency Call because it gives you access to this, to these, to your entire E-Hero engine. So 3 is very good. 1 Econ. I tech in 1 because, you might have a Flare Scarab on board that you made it gain attack, and then you attack directly to your opponent, and then they may summon a higher beater, and then you can just Econ switch a defense attack with Flare Scarab, or just, anything. It's a very good tech. Future Fusion, it's basically just to drop Divine Neos. You just send a Neos Alice. I'll be getting to Divine Neos in a second. I'll tell you what the fusion materials are. Miracle Fusion. Now, this is the reason why that you're using Convert Contact. The reason why that you're using Convert Contact is because, same thing, Divine Neos. I was playing against Dino Rabbit, and I won just because my entire all my monsters in my deck were gone. And I just used Miracle Fusion, banished 5 of them, and then I got Divine Neos. 1 Monster Reborn, kind of staple. 3 Neospace. This is extremely obvious whenever you're using a Neospatian deck that involves Neos, because, like Air Neos, Aqua Neos, Dark Neos, Flare Neos, all these that involve Neos bounce back to the extra deck at the end phase, and you usually don't want that happening. You want to have the choice. 2-0 Oversoul because he's kind of his normal monster while in the graveyard, and you want to be able to reborn these guys so that you can contact views. Pot of Avarice in case you need to bounce back anything. It's just good to have. 1 Shrink. I tech in 1 because you don't want to have too many, And it's just good in case your opponent drops a monster with more than 2,500, because the highest monster that you're going to probably have on the field maybe 3,000. Like with Divine Neos, he can gain 500, which I'll be getting to in a minute. Skyscraper 2 Hero City. Basically, they blow up a Neos, you get to special summon it right back if it's destroyed by battle. Super Polymerization is very good for the mirror match, and you're only 3 traps through Roll Decree because you want to be able to shut down that back row ASAP. For the extra deck, Chimera Tech, Staple, Draco Equest, in case you run into any random synchros, 2 Absolute Zero, it's just good to have, you know, with Aqua Dolphin and a hero monster. Air Neos. Neos and Air Hummingbird. I actually got this guy up to like 6,600 in one game. You know, I think I like Monster Reborn Neos, played the Air Hummingbird, Contact Fuse into Air Neos, and what he does is, obviously with Neospace, Elemental Hero Neos himself, and all the fusion material monsters that list him as a fusion material monster gain 500 attack because of Neospace. So he goes up to 3,000, and then he gains attack points. Yeah. While your life points are lower than your opponent's, this card gains attack equal to the difference, and then it returns the extra deck during the end phase if you don't have him face up. So I got him up to like 6,600. Aqua Neos, I already explained. You can discard a card, destroy a random card in your opponent's hand, and then it goes back to the extra deck. Dark Neos. I usually don't drop this guy a lot, but he's still in there just in case. If he's, what you do is, if this card is not already targeting a monster with its effect, you can target one face-up effect monster on the field. While you control this face-up card, that target's effect on the field is negated. So it basically does the opposite of what Dark Panther does. It doesn't copy the effect, just negates the effect while he's face-up. And then Divine Neos. Ho-ho, the big bad boy out of the whole deck. He's fusion summoned using any 5 Neos, Neospace, or Neospatian. So like Neospace, which is like the same thing as Neospatian, or hero monsters. Okay? So like Prisma or stuff. Including at least 1 Neos or Neospace monster, 1 Neospatian monster, and 1 hero monster, and cannot be special by other ways. Once per turn, you can banish 1 Neos, Neospace, Neospatian, or hero monster from your graveyard. This card gains 500 attack into the end phase. It also gains the banished monster's effect or effects. So the basic play was, when I had all my monsters in my graveyard, I went Miracle Fusion, banish Neos, Neosalis, Prisma, Air Hummingbird, Aqua Dolphin, and Flare Scarab. That's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then what you do is you banish Dark Panther. He gains 500 attack, goes up to 3,000. And he also gains the effect to copy another monster's effect. Now, keep this in mind, even if Neospace is on the field, he does not gain 500 attack because he does not specifically list Elemental Hero Neos as a fusion material monster. Flare Neos, it's just obvious in there. He just gains 4 attack for each spell and trap on the field. That's for both sides. Gaia, because you run Miracle Fusion, so you can have that chance to fuse. Grand Neos, like I said, bounce a monster on your opponent's side of the field once a turn. Grand Neos, you really don't go into him a lot, but it's good to have just in case if you want to summon out Prisma, reveal Magma Neos. Storm Neos. I've dropped this guy once, and he's actually one of the elemental hero monsters that can go back to the extra deck and actually do something. So once per turn, you destroy all spells and traps on the field. Cute, right? Well, once he returns to the extra deck, during the end phase when he was returned to the extra deck, you return all cards on the field to the deck. Don't tell me that's not busted. And 2 Shining, just in case. So anyways, that was the deck, guys. I know it was kind of long here, but I really wanted to explain in depth of how good this deck is. Now that I have this screencast thing, I've got all these decks here. I've got the Dive Bomber FTK. I made Robbie's Archfiend deck. I actually played Robbie Cole on here yesterday, and I took 1 game from him. I was using Rescue Dino Rabbit. And I also have this Rainbow Neos deck, just a bunch of stuff from like last format, stuff, my wind-ups. This is the wind-up build itself. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you could, please leave a like. I really do appreciate it. And thank you guys for watching. Goodbye.